It's burning hot out here. In this video, I'm going to talk about something that I have learned over the past couple weeks since I have done my uncoupling process with Stephen. If you're not really sure what I'm talking about, I'll put a link in the description below and you can watch that video. One of the things that I've realized is it's really hard to listen to our heart. You know, if you listen to all those inspirational people out there, they talk about listening to your heart. What does your heart say? And when we listen to our heart, it doesn't always match up to what everybody else around us has to say. Our heart is the quiet little voice, and the people around us are really loud and obnoxious, and they're going to fight for their beliefs, and they're not going to let you follow your heart. You have to follow your heart. I'm going to give a little bit of examples so you guys know what I'm talking about. So we released the uncoupling video to let our friends know that we are going to be separating. And one of my friends actually showed up at my house. She was going to have an intervention, I think, and she wanted to fight with me, or at least I felt like she wanted to fight with me because she wanted me to stay in the marriage that I'm in. Now, I've had a discussion with Stephen. We've come to an agreement. We're moving forward on what we feel is right. But it's funny how she had a different opinion and she was willing to fight for it. I also had another friend that has a huge belief with marriage, and she believes that you should never, ever, ever get a divorce. She was willing to fight with me and tell me that I was wrong and question my thoughts and what I wanted to do because she wanted me to stay married. It's really interesting how I'm just trying to do what I feel is best, but people are willing to fight for their beliefs. They want you to line up to what they believe. They don't necessarily know how you feel inside. They don't know that maybe you've been struggling with this for years and you've tried to work on your marriage and you've tried to do, everything that you can. You've already done the work. They don't really know how you feel, but they want to tell you how to run your life. At one point, I felt like everyone was against me. I felt like I was going to lose all my friends. I don't even know what friends are going to stay and what friends are going to go through this big change in my life. All I've been doing is praying and asking the angels to help me and spending a lot of time in meditation and reflecting on how I feel. I think it's so important to reflect on how you feel. Spend the time to meditate. I actually do a lot of coloring, if you don't know that, because of my whole channel. I use my coloring to meditate. I'll sit down and I'll color for hours and just be in the space of allowing and accepting. And lately I've been trying not to control things, but allowing things to just come into my life and being aware of my environment and what's going on. That way I don't actually have to make this decision or make that decision. Things can kind of come to me and I can make decisions as I need to make decisions. I really believe in the law of attraction, and that when we sit still and we don't fight for things, if we fight for things, like we always fight for what we think we want, and it doesn't always turn out right, but if we sit in patience and we listen and we're calm and I have this knowing that everything's going to work out for me. It's really interesting how things actually have just started working out for me, that things just flow into my life. For example, we needed 2 cars because we only had one. Well, I didn't take action until I felt like I needed to take action. And because of that, the right car fell into my lap, and it was really, really easy. Actually, I've found just being more still and aware that instead of rushing to get something done and then making a lot of mistakes on the way, you can see clearly and it's less steps. So things just come easier because you can see clearly. Instead of fighting for something, you can allow it to come into your life. Through this whole process, I've also learned, which I kind of already knew, but don't go asking people for advice. If you want to ask people for advice, they're only going to tell you what they believe, how they see it. They don't really know what's in your heart. They can't really tell you what to do because they're not going to see the whole picture. Only you can see the whole picture. So through this whole transition in my life, I make it a practice not to ask people. And I actually make it a practice to really not talk to many people how I feel. I spend a lot of time, like I said, just being quiet, meditating, praying, and asking for my angels or for God to help me and find solutions in my problems, not the people around me, because I feel like they know my heart and they know the steps to take. And my higher self is always guiding me to the proper path for me. So if you have a problem, don't think that you're going to get an answer by going and asking your friends what you should do. If you do that, they're most likely going to talk you away from what your heart says because they just don't understand. They only know what their heart says. And a lot of people, like, they don't even know what their own heart says. They're just doing what everybody else is doing around them. So they're just going to tell you to do what everybody else is doing around you. So how can you possibly listen to your heart when, well, you're not listening to your heart, you know? It's just, I've just really learned that it's so hard to listen to your heart because you feel like this is the right way, this is the right thing, you're doing everything right, and it's just amazing how many people tell you that you're wrong and that you should do it this way or that way. And everyone has a different perspective of how you should be doing things. And for me, it's been really overwhelming because one person will say, well, you need to do it this way and this way and this way. And another person will say, you need to do it this way, this way, and this way. And they're not even matching up. But in my heart, or when I talk to Steven, like, we don't agree. So when we're trying to do stuff, like, we talk together, we're making agreements together. And it's not really been always easy to talk about this or talk about that, but we're trying to keep, well, he is more talking to people, but for me, I'm trying to keep outside sources out and just try to listen to my heart and listen to what Steven's trying to say and balance both of those. It is so freaking hot out here. It's like 90-something degrees out, but I still wanted to make this video for you guys. But anyway, I'm going to wrap this video up. Some main points I'm going to leave you with is, of course, always listen to your heart. Don't listen to others, because your heart knows what's right for you and others don't necessarily know what's right for you. And I know it's really hard to listen to your heart at first, so it takes practice, but the more you practice it, the easier it gets. The next thing is you have to be in control of your own life. You have to make this decisions that's right for you. I guess that's kind of the same. You just can't listen to other people. You have to love yourself. I've learned that we also put our love into other people's hands because we have these friends and we feel loved by them, so we want to do things they want to do. And then when our beliefs don't match up, it's like we feel like we are losing our love from them. So we need to find our love from our own heart space and love ourselves first. That way we have control over our own life. Just remember to be strong in yourself. Listen to yourself and trust yourself and allow things to flow to you. Be in constant meditation, be in constant quietness. Don't fight for anything. Don't fight for things that you think you want when you really don't know what you want. Being quiet and stillness and listen to what the angels have to say. Pray to your angels and ask them for help, because they will if you ask them. Just know that you are strong and amazing and everything's always working out for your good. All right, guys, the crows in the background have driven me crazy. If they haven't driven you crazy, here I am trying to talk and they are just annoying. But anyway, if you've enjoyed this video, please like this video. If you feel like it's going to be helpful to someone else, please share this video. Comment in the comment section below. Also, check out the many other videos on my YouTube channel, because I am here to inspire and uplift the world. And I feel like in the world that we are in today, that we need a lot of inspiration and positive talk and positive motivation. All right, guys, I am burning up. If you haven't realized, I'm going to turn this camera off, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.